Simon was generous in sharing his tricks of the trade with trainee teachers. Make sure you make a list of all those kids who've been a pain all term, and then call home, in particular the day before the long break, so to let parents know that their child was not making progress or needed to reflect on their attitude. The inevitable punishment for the kid due to the timing of the call would drag out through the holiday period. That was an excellent way of teaching consequences. He laughed. He was not a nice person, and where possible, I'd avoid being in his presence. The uniform policy at that particular time stated that hats should not be worn inside the school buildings, and Simon took pleasure dragging the baseball caps and beanies off the heads of the African Caribbean boys, who'd forgotten to remove their headgear once they entered the building. This would automatically create a war of words and often ended up with one of the boys swearing at him and getting excluded. Once, a student was excluded for fighting and his parents were called. His mother wasn't able to collect him because she was at home looking after a younger sibling who was ill. She gave permission for the year 10 to make his way home. I was on duty and was asked to escort the boy off the premises. As we made our way to the main gate, the student decided he wasn't going home and ran back into the building. It was 15 minutes before lunch, and if this student was on site when the whole school was dismissed, I knew there'd be trouble. As a beginner teacher who should have ensured he left the building, I knew I'd end up getting the stick for this. I radioed the learning mentor on call for assistance and received a message back that the student was hiding in the boys' toilets on the ground floor in the main building. As I arrived to reason with the student, Simon Bryan, who had overheard my radio message, was waiting outside the loos. "Do you want me to provoke him so he hits me?" he asked calmly. "What?" I asked incredulously. "That way I could get him permanently excluded for hitting a teacher." That was the first time in my career I was truly shocked. I was also frightened to realise there were teachers in the profession who actually thought like that. "No way!" I exclaimed and marched into the boys' toilets, pulled the reluctant student out and marched him through the corridor and straight out of the main gate. I reported Simon to the head, but nothing came of it. I was relieved to get out of that school, but worried for the kids who were left behind and who could not escape as easily as I had. I think it was a result of this experience that I decided if I was going to make a difference, I needed to be in a position of power. I needed to work hard as a teacher to get myself onto a school leadership team. Book learning and not intelligence. Not everybody who's educated has common sense.